On the news tonight, youth charged to embrace ideas capable of improving their well-being. State government approved funds for accreditation of courses in state-owned universities, polytechnics. Minister of Federal Capital Territory summons emergency meetings, assure residents of safety. And abroad, European Union imposes sanction on Hamas political leaders. Good evening, my name is Bridget Agitu. Welcome to the Palmer News. The State Deputy Governor, Sir Monde Oyeme, has charged youths to embrace the developmental vision of Governor Sheriff Oborowori administration to improve their well-being. Sir Oyeme gave the charge when a delegation from the Delta Youth Reformers home at Ibabu, Onichukwani, in Undokwa West local government area. He said Governor Sheriff Oborowori had embarked on programs and policies that will better the lives of Deltans, particularly the youths. The Deputy Governor said the era where politicians made empty promises was gone, as the present administration was determined to give Deltans more in terms of political development, which will unfold in different sectors. The coordinator of the Delta Youth Reformers, Comrade Aslim Nzete, thanks Oyeme for hosting them. He said the era of fake promises by some politicians was gone and affirmed that Governor Sheriff Oborowori administration meant well for Deltans, especially the youth, as evidenced in the political appointment made so far. Comrade Zete said the governor had shown that he cared for youth and promised that the group would support him to do more. Governor Sheriff Oborowori has approved funds for the accreditation of courses in the state-owned universities and polytechnics. The Commissioner for Higher Education disclosed this while speaking with journalists in Asaba. Ejime Udweme reports.
Professor Tunukari said the accreditation was part of measures to ensure that courses offered by the schools were approved by the National Universities Commission, NUC, and expressed the governor's commitment to international standards in the institutions.
Government has approved funds for the accreditation of the 3 new universities we have, and also for the polytechnics, all polytechnics. So we'll expect good results for the accreditation of these institutions in 2024. But as we are doing well for the institutions, we also expect something from them as well too. One of the things which this ministry is going to expect from the institutions in 2024 is that they should be a little more self-sustaining.
He reminded vice chancellors, rectors, and provosts of the state-owned tertiary institutions of the need to show up their internally generated revenue to guarantee self-sustenance, as government cannot be sole financier of the schools. Professor Tunukari advised students to shun courtism, examination malpractice, and other antisocial behaviors that could affect their future. Professor Tunukari said entrepreneurship training had been added to courses offered by the schools. He urged youth to be aware that education opens doors of opportunities to all who want to succeed in life.
The university is oversubscribed. One of the reasons is that all the institutions in Delta, they run very stable calendar. That means if your kid comes into the university, you are sure that in 4 years' time, he or she is going to graduate if it's a 4-year course. If it's a 5-year course, they're going to graduate in 5 years. Secondly, Deltans are very, very smart people. You know, if you want your kids to go to this institution where they can compete with the very, very best, you bring them to Delta States.
Ejime Udweme reporting.
The state government has concluded plans to partner private developers to build 10,000 housing units of 2 and 3 bedrooms in Ugbolu town in Oshimili North local government area. Commissioner for Housing, Honorable Gosno Anjali, disclosed this while speaking with journalists in Asaba. Ejime Udweme reports.
Honorable Angeli said the move was to provide affordable accommodation for residents of Asaba and the city's environs, and bring down the cost of rents charged by property owners in Asaba.
we are partnering with private developers. One at Umbolu, 10,000 housing units at the MOU level, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. We want to monitor the building through the developer, and at the end of the day, we bring the price down, especially the civil servant in this state and other deltas.
He said the ongoing housing projects in Okwi, Agbo, Kwale, and Ekpa had been captured in this year's state budget, and I expressed confidence that the projects will be executed to the satisfaction of Deltans. Honorable Angeli, while thanking Governor Sheriff Oboriwori for improving the growth of the state's housing sector, warned contractors in the ministry to stick to standards or be ready to face sanctions.
We have 3 pilot schemes. One in Kwale, one in Ekpa, that is precisely Niger Cats, and one is Okwi. All those housing, pilot projects, now as we are talking, they are in a 2024 budget. So definitely we will revive them. We will revive them and go back to site, tell the developers. By the time we finish this, it's based on senatorial district. One is in Agbo. So by God's grace, we are good to go by the time we finish all those things. This housing unit is both 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom flats housing unit. The one in Niger Cat is 400 housing units. The same thing Kwale and Agbo.
Ejime Uduime reporting.
Education has been described as the bedrock of growth and development of every nation and should therefore be embraced by all for a better Nigeria. The General Manager, Delta Broadcasting Service, DBS Asaba, Mrs. Christine Emetulu, stated this when a delegation from leadership of the National Association of Delta State Students visited her. Deborah Walogo reports.
Mrs. Jobome Emetulu said education was key to the well-being of every nation. Hence, government at all levels should invest massively in education. She advised the students to focus on their studies and invest in marketable skills to enable them add value to their future endeavors.
We need skills apart from the theories that we get in our lecture halls. We need skills because with skills that will be more marketable coming out of our institutions. So I urge you to do more of such partnerships so that the students in schools, our youth, would have skills with which they can face the society and be marketable and be productive.
Mrs. Jobome Emetulu charged the NADESU leadership to push for scholarships from international organizations and countries for first-class graduates to aid them further their academic pursuit. The General Manager noted that DBS Asaba was open to students in pursuit of academic excellence and commended NADESU for keying into government and non-governmental organizations' programs for the benefit of students.
I'd also like to commend you for the efforts you have put in thus far, not just in the light of education, but to ensure that the lives of fellow students are bettered via the programs I have hitherto engaged in partnership with different NGOs and government organizations. So for that, I say well done indeed. And I urge you to keep up that good work.
The national president of NADESU, Comrade Monday Whisker, said the visit was to seek the station's partnership in publicizing activities of the group for the benefit of Delta State students.
I want to make a compassionate appeal and also request that the National Association of Delta State Students is being given a space, or should I use the word slot, in such a way that whenever we are having activities or programs, events, we can reach out for it to be broadcasted, because this is in line with our vision to create and to build in NADESU like never before.
Comrade Whisker congratulated the General Manager on her appointment and assured her of support. Deborah Uwalogo reporting.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Chief Yunsom Winke, has said the FCT administration has taken steps to address security challenges affecting some section of the territory. Chief Winke gave the assurance today while addressing journalists in Abuja before a closed-door emergency meeting with security agencies and other critical stakeholders in the FCT. There has been a spike in the adoption and killing of residents by bandits, especially in Kuje Council area. The minister, who acknowledged the challenges, urged residents not to panic as government has taken measures to address the ugly situation. He explained that the meeting was to assess the security challenges in the FCT and adopt a practical solution. Chief Wike frowned at the constant travels by the FCT Area Council's chairman in the wake of challenges, particularly the current kidnapping and other security issues in the FCT. Still to come, Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission issues generating licenses to 13 independent power projects. This and more, stay with us after this time out.
Now available in new flavors.
Your flight will be ready shortly, ma'am.
Thank you. Breakfast in Paris. Lunch in London. This could be you. And there's more. Hey, Mai, tell them more.
Of course. Now this is what I call a win. And this could be you too in the Globe Festival of Joy promo.
By recharging 50,000 Naira or more within a month, you could be among our 100 winners who will win business class tickets from Lagos to Paris to London. If you recharge 100,000 Naira or more in a month, you could be one of the many winners of a premium bungalow in Nigeria. The more you recharge, the more your chances to win.
How was your flight?
Delicious.
Glow Unlimited.
Hey, 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 hey! It is the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations, and Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba will beam all the matches live from January 13th to February 11th. It is an opportunity to sell your goods and services as the rest of Africa will converge on Côte d'Ivoire for 1 month, showcasing the best of African football. To advertise your goods and services, please call the head of marketing, Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, on 080-3778-1910 or 080-5551-1130 and 080-3693-0670. Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, the people's pride.
Welcome back. Thanks for still staying with us. The Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission has issued 13 new licenses for the generation of off-grid and embedded power, independent electricity distribution, as well as for the trading of electricity. In a statement, NET said the new licenses were issued in the third quarters of 2023 as the cumulative quantum of electricity to be generated by the license was 40.9 megawatts. Under the section titled License and Permit Issue for Renewal, the latest third quarter 2023 reports of NERC, it was revealed that 5 new off-grid generation licenses that will generate 8.81 megawatts were issued during the review period, as well as 1 new license for embedded generation of 5 megawatts. On other licenses that were issued, the Commission said 1 new license for independent electricity distribution network, 1 new license for trading, 3 off-grid generation license, 1 embedded generation, and 1 IEDN license were issued. The global scene is next as we join our world news desk.
The European Union today imposed sanctions on the political leader of Hamas in Gaza, Mr. Yahya Sinwar, over the Palestinian militant group's deadly attack on Israel last October. The decision by the European Council, which considers Hamas a terrorist organization, made Mr. Sinwar subject to an asset freeze in the 27-nation bloc and barred European Union citizens from conducting financial transactions with him. Hamas gunmen who entered Israel from the Gaza Strip killed about 1,200 people and took about 240 hostage in the October 7 attack, triggering an Israeli offensive to eliminate Hamas and secure the hostages' release that is now in its 4th month. South Africans are urged to stay vigilant following the detection of 2 cholera cases in the northern Limpopo province. The province's health department said both patients aged 43 and 27 are Zimbabwean nationals who had crossed the border back into South Africa recently and are now in isolation in the hospital. Zimbabwe is currently battling a cholera outbreak, which has so far claimed more than 200 lives. In Zambia, about 300 people have died of the disease since October. The bacterial disease is spread by contaminated water or food and causes severe dehydration from vomiting and diarrhea. It can kill within hours if left untreated.
And for some sports news, Bertrand Traoré scored a 96-minute penalty to see Burkina Faso narrowly beat Mauritania in their African Cup of Nations opener in Group D. Substitute Traoré sent Mauritania keeper the wrong way from the spot after Noah Mohamed failed Issa Kabore in the penalty area with 2 minutes to regulation time. Mauritania had been minutes away from the just a point at any AFCON, but had to capitulate in the dying minutes of the crunch encounter to lose their opening match by a lone goal in the 2023 African Cup of Nations after thwarting the attack force of the Burkinabés for over 80 minutes. In the opening match in Group E, Tunisia also lost by a lone goal to Namibia. And for our thought for the day, everybody comes from the same source. If you hate another human being, you are hating part of yourself. And before we go, a highlight, the state deputy governor, Sir Monday Oyeme, has charged youth to embrace the developmental vision of Governor Sheriff Uborowori administration to improve their well-being. So Oyeme gave the charge when a delegation from the Delta Youth Reformers Home at Ibabu Onichu, Kwani in Ndoko West local government area visited him. Governor Sheriff Uborowori has approved funds for the accreditation of courses in the state-owned universities and polytechnic. The Commissioner for Higher Education disclosed this while speaking with journalists in Asaba. And we also told you that the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Chief Nyesom Wike, has said that the FCT administration has taken steps to address security challenges affecting some section of the territory. We also told you that the European Union today imposed sanctions on the political leader of Hamas in Gaza over the Palestinian militant group deadly attack on Israel last October. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Bridget Agitu. Do have a pleasant night.